Patch notes for 16.0 have dropped, so we're going to go through them. I'm going to try and highlight some of the more interesting ones because they are pretty extensive. So let's go do that now. First off, we have a new in-game event called Korovod. Now, looking this up, that seems to be a Russian celebration that involves dancing in a circle. I'm sure there's more to it than that. Let me know. Tell me how culturally insensitive I am, and I will genuinely start to care. This does have quests associated with it, and it has a dedicated game mode as well. Now, looking at the quests, you will have to locate a fuel generator, then you have to protect it, and then you have to light up a Christmas tree. This will then allow you to transit to the next location. So I'm imagining this is quite similar to the previous event where we had to do each map sequentially. And it was only at the end of doing all of those that you actually got your achievement for it. So another pain in the ass quest. We're going to be getting a frostbite status effect. And as you can see here, the effect goes away if you are either in a shelter near a burning barrel or getting drunk and wearing your beer coat. Or vodka coat in this case. There are also some cosmetic items which are covered later in the patch notes which may or may not affect this. It calls it winter clothing, so not listed here, but we'll have to test that one at some point. Now obviously this means we are moving into winter and there's going to be a couple of cool visual details that are coming with that, including wintertime in factory, which should be interesting. Customs is getting an overhaul, so pour one out for your favourite map maker. Looking at you, Rima. There's going to be some new textures, going to get some building changes, going to get some new buildings to access. So 3 buildings in the industrial territory are going to be opening up. We'll have to wait and see which ones these are. These may be the ones that a sniper scav sits on. Could also be the one near Crack House as well. That one could do with opening up. And then there's the other one at the other side of Fort Building. So those would be my 3 guesses. Let me know what you think it is going to be. We'll find out later on today. We're getting exploding propane tanks. I really hope scavs can burn now because that will be fun. There's going to be some new points of interest. And there are also going to be some new extracts. So you're going to be able to extract to shoreline. And then it says just new exfils. Now this may be referencing the hidden exfils which we're going to talk about later in these patch notes. We are finally getting the prestige mode. Now this is only coming for PvP. PvE will be getting this soon. We don't know if that's soon or of any other variation of nice guys soon metric. So there are some requirements for this. You must be level 55, progress through some tasks, get your hideout to a certain level, have a certain amount of cash and reach a certain skill level. This won't impact your achievements or your arena armory progress. The rewards for the prestige, or the initial rewards, because we are being promised more for later levels, are listed here. And we see at the bottom a sneak peek for future prestige rewards as well. Now in terms of new weapons, one of the things which was teased in a video yesterday looks like it is being confirmed. Well, it has been confirmed, which is a rocket launcher, an RPG. Now this variant apparently uses thermobaric rounds. So after a little bit of Googling, what I figured out in simple terms is better for killing people in an enclosed space than it is for destroying armored vehicles. So the idea is it basically superheats the air and causes a big explosion rather than being a shaped charge or an armor piercing charge. So it's something that we're going to be using more likely on people rather than on BMPs. And saying that with such a happy inflection is kind of depressing, to be completely honest with you. But hey, it's Tarkov, who cares? There's going to be a new melee weapons, also some new grenades and some other weapons you can see listed there. We're also having continuous healing implemented in the game. Now this could be good or this could be genuinely terrible. It really depends on whether or not Battlestate have fixed the speed in which it takes to heal. If you cancel the healing process halfway through, it is a lot faster. Most of the healing is done up front on the animation and the rest of the animation is just a waste of time. So depending on how this works with that problem will depend on whether this is good or bad. Looking at these patch notes, you do need to activate this. So you're going to need to go into your game settings and turn this on. Okay, hidden exfils. This one looks like it may be really cool or maybe garbage. We don't know. Let's find out. But the idea is that you explore around and you find an in-game item and then you can activate a hidden exfiltration. Now what they're saying here is the exfil doesn't show up in your exfil list until you find this item. Then anyone who's in your squad who you join the raid with will be able to see the same exfil that you can see. And once the exfil is activated, anybody within the raid who is by that exfiltration can use it. Now we don't know what it means by activated, whether you have to physically walk up to it if you think like a helicopter extract or something like that, whether the extract will then be closed once you've used it. We just don't know, so we're going to have to wait and see. In a true fashion of comic book movies, even the BTR driver is getting a backstory. So we've now got a quest line for him, which starts at level 20. Once you complete this, you do get an achievement, and this isn't related to the Christmas event. This is its own event or its own new feature to the game, if you like. You can now customize your hideout, and you can go and visit your friends' hideouts. You can put different styles up, which you get through achievement rewards, and you can find posters as loot. Reading this, you can turn off the lights in your friends' hideouts, and you can use their gym and shooting range, so it can be slightly annoying, but it doesn't let you kind of turn off the generator or do other crafting in somebody else's hideout. I'm sure people will find a way to break that, though. We have some new achievements related to the BTR quest and also to the Christmas event. We've got some changes to the Halloween event, which is already passed. So this is unlocking an automatic shotgun at proper level 4. I don't remember what the old quest reward was, or the old achievement reward was, but I don't always like it when they do it retrospectively, because there's nothing you can do if you haven't completed that achievement now. We also have changes to achievement rewards for some of the boss quests, so it's going to help you update your hideout when you complete those achievements. We've also had a couple of Lightkeeper quests removed with tasks overseas, which to be honest was a pain in the backside, so not a huge loss. Got some character customization stuff, so we have winter clothing kits for bears and Usex, which will be available for completing the in-game event, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the frostbite. I don't know if they will be able to resist the frostbite more if you're wearing those clothes or not, but you might be able to. It's also a snowman t-shirt, which was apparently available in the past, so if you didn't do the free weekend in arena, screw you, you're not getting a t-shirt. That's what you get for not doing what Battlestate Games tells you. We're upgrading to Unity 22, and there's going to be some anti-cheat fixes for banned third-party software. Not entirely sure what they mean by that, but if we can get rid of more cheaters, all the better. Some updates to audio. Normally at this point I make a joke about the rain, but in PvE the rain's actually been quite reasonable, so I think they might have already fixed that one. But they have changed a few things on here. One of the things I read is got uppy downy sound is going to be improved, so hopefully that'll be a little bit better. There's been a few times when I've been convinced someone's been on the same level as me and they've just shot me in the top of the head. They've also removed the option to select binaural audio, so maybe that's no longer relevant. Maybe they've moved on to a new system, or maybe we're all just being forced onto it. Who knows? Got changes to recoil. I will let you have a read through those. The camera shake effect does worry me slightly, because I feel like it's one of those things where if you're firing a real gun, your brain automatically compensates for your body movements, so therefore you don't see a shake when you're firing a gun in that sense, unless it's a huge gun, of course. I'm worried that this is going to be a little bit overzealous, but we'll find out. Fingers crossed that they've done this well. I'm not so keen on that one, but let's find out. AI can now use underbarrel grenade launchers. So yeah, that's a thing. Great news. They can also now flank, use suppressing fire, and switch to aggressive assault mode, which I'm pretty sure some of them already did anyway, but we'll have to wait and see what it looks like. Suppressing fire is going to feel horrible because they're just going to be shooting at where you were. Unless they manage to improve the way that the AI detect where you are, I think it's going to be a bad change. But we'll find out. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. There's been some changes to how grenade works in terms of ballistics and damage, so hopefully you can't just hide behind a sofa anymore and not die. And there's also a stash priority window selection. Now this looks like it's going to be really good in terms of quality of life improvement. So if, quite simply now, if you open up one of your containers, for example, or say a med case, and you want to move things into that med case, you can now control left click them into the med case because it is the priority window. And this is a default behavior. It's set automatically as the last thing that you opened will be set as a priority window, and things can be moved in and out of there using the control click, which is a big change because I am really bad at dragging and dropping things. So this is just going to make stash management just that little bit easier. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the scav when you come back with your scav gear, but that's only a small criticism of it. I think this is definitely one of the better changes made to the stash. So you've got a dog tag style selection, so you can choose to show off your prestige or hide your unhaired edition shame. Obviously I'm joking. No one's going to show off their prestige. Under balancing changes, we've got changes to weapon builds that Ref has. So if you like to use Arena and you like to use Ref, or even if you just like to find GP coins and use Ref, then this may be relevant to you. There's no details on how they've changed, just that they have changed. It says here that listing offers on the flea market is going to be only available 2 weeks after the end of the patch. So that tells me that you're going to be able to buy things from the traders. The flea market should be available. However, you won't be able to list anything for sale. So we won't be able to buy anything off other players for at least 2 weeks. And I think this is one of the things where Battlestate don't really like the flea market because they want things to be a lot more rare and a lot more difficult. So they're kind of testing this out. So make sure you give them feedback on that, whether you love it or hate it. Building and upgrading hideout zones now requires found in raid. for some reason. That's a really odd choice. I don't know why they've done that. I don't like it. Let me know if you like it. Any items that you get out of the following crates that you see listed here are now going to be found in raid. I believe these are the arena crates. I may be wrong on that. I haven't actually played that much arena. If they are, that seems a bit weird. It feels like Battlestate Games is trying to force us to play arena to try and get that found in raid tag. Not a big fan of that. There is a list of fixes here. I'm not going to read through all of them because that would be depressing. There is one which says fix the missing rewards when completing a ritual at the cultist circle. So that's good to know that that was a bug and it wasn't just some weird situation where the cultists just absolutely rinsed you for no reason. They've also fixed an incorrect run-through status on some of the raids. So I don't think I've experienced this. I have had more run-throughs than I expected, but if that was a bug, then that's good that that has been fixed because that is really, really annoying. Anyway, that brings us to the end of these patch notes. We've only got a few hours left now until the patch is released and the game is running. So let me know if any of the things in here either upset you, or you love them, or you hate them, or if you think I'm wrong on anything. And as soon as the gates open, I will get on to making some guide videos. So until next time, I'll see you in Tarkov.